What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back again. MTG the Gathering Arena action. We're picking up in our Modern Horizons 3 draft. We're going to go quick review of the deck that we drafted. If you want to go check out the previous episode, you can. You see what we built, how we selected our picks, and we're 1-1 up to this point. So it's performing pretty well. I'm actually relatively happy with what we had. We got a little kind of in a tough spot with mana in our first game, but then our second game actually went pretty swimmingly. So here's what we got. We got a little Dragon Angel action with Kalia, which is really cool. Haven't had a chance for that to come into fruition yet. But really then, other than that, we just have a good suite of removal. We've got a little bit of an energy piece going on here. And then we also have kind of a bestow pseudo modification kind of feel going on as well, with a handful of different things. We got Dog Umbra, we got again the Nyxborn Unicorn, we have the Detective's Phoenix. All of those things have been pretty good, powered up with some Inspired Inventors and a few other things. So pretty solid. Have liked it so far. It feels like it's been pretty good. We've had some good answers to some threats, as long as we can find some mana and ramp into some spells. So we'll get into some games here and we'll see how we finish this draft up. Okay, so I do like a turn 2 Etched Slith, as well as into either the Inspired Inventor or the Zealot. And we do have a Shattered Landscape, which we can rip here quickly to grab ourselves a mountain. So I think we keep this. This isn't terrible. 4 lands is maybe a little heavy, but we'll do a little filtering. And then again, I do like a turn 2 Etched Slith is really good. We could instead go Retrofitted Transmigrant. I actually am going to do that. Let's get this guy out here. Let's get a little turn 1, turn 2 play. Be for some funds. Get a little bit of damage in. We do need to be a little bit aggressive, I will say, with this. A little Dog Umbra action here. Get the old... I do like Retrofitted Transmigrant in this deck for a couple of reasons. We have a couple of spells that require sacrificing of a creature, so that is pretty nice. What do we want to do here? I kind of want to get the Etched Slith up and rolling. I'll block this guy down. This might not be the best play, but get this guy up and rocking and rolling. And yeah, we'll end the turn there. Another Sheltered Landscape. Probably pull a mountain here. Yes. Let's go ahead and find that mountain. Eldrazi is just such a popular, and I don't blame people for selecting this, but it is a very popular, very popular mechanic. I think This would become a 4/4. I don't really want it to die. Go ahead and pop the 1/1 counter here. I guess in retrospect, I should have played the Sheltered Landscape. Hitting the Etched Slith. Okay, that's... Chillinson Beach. Why would you do that on your token? I'll just... Yeah, that's fine. Hmm. We have quite a few different removal spells. We need one of them. We're in a good position for lands. We're actually in a good position to be able to throw up some additional blockers and playing this game a little bit. Could pop Retrofitted Transmograte in a way. We wanted to do that. I'll run out this guy. That's fine. Maintain our life totals here. Does have Umber Armor, which is interesting. This is where I think I throw Exporting Unicorn onto the Slith. Tap this guy down. And then probably attack. See if we can get some damage in here. They have a counter spell. See if they take the bait. Yeah, that seems fine, actually. Interesting. It was a good play. I'll go ahead and find the planes here. I don't know if I'll regret that or not, but okay, so in a world in which I can do both of these, I think I grab the 3 energy. Just to be able to keep some things tapped down here. I can then block with the Transmogrant and rip out Reiterating Bolt if I want to do that. If they decide to attack with both, or I can really just throw the Inspired Inventor. I have some options there. See if they bring in the 5/5. Interesting. We could attack with Retrofitted and then Reiterating Bolt the Repurposer. I'm actually going to attack with everything here. Tap this guy down now. Refill in their hand. This Brain Surge is a great card. Fantastic card. This is going to be tough for me to keep powering through if they find anything of any value. We got 4 or 5 mana to play with. The old Reef Worm. What I could do is tap down the Reef Worm and attack. We do that. Just keep trying to get some pressure in here. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Getting that Lion Umbra out of the way would have been really nice. What does this do? Sure. This thing has reach too. It's not ideal. I feel like we Thrave and Charm this guy. Probably just pass the turn. Yeah, their ability to refill their hand is really good. I don't envy that. What did they get rid of? Sowing Myco Spawn seems interesting. They have to have gotten something pretty solid, I would imagine. We'll block here because I can bring Retrofitted back. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big 7/7. I could just exile. I could just exile this thing. The vigilance and reach is a little tough. I'm gonna attack with the bird. We got one more turn here. You can tap down the Drown Yard Lurker. This is going to be tight. This is going to be really close game here. Because what's really interesting is I can just block down this Drownyard Lurker with this Retrofitted Transmogrant and keep pumping it for... and keep just recurring it. Now, Nadu does have flying, and it is a 3/4. That's not ideal. There's also a world in which I can just make Ondu huge here. This is going to be interesting. The Flare of Fortitude gives me some options here. See what they do. Yeah, and this is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Do I give it hexproof and indestructible? I feel like flying is my best option here. This gives it hexproof and indestructible, and then forces it to get blocked. Ooh. That was close. That was a very grindy game. That was a very grindy game. You know, Solstice Zealot with the combination of our wonderful inspired inventors here, actually very, very good. Very, very good. Really happy with that. That extra energy was important. Unfortunately, they countered my spell. However, that ended up working out big in my favor, because that really let us push through essentially the extra damage that we were going to need to be able to do. And so kind of triggering that, relying on them to have... I didn't honestly expect that they would have another Foul Strike, but their deck is pretty set up pretty well because they don't seem to have a ton of flying creatures. And so having a couple of these with the ability to reinforce by putting the extra counters on, we saw that be really, really impactful. Foul Strike seems to be a pretty solid card, probably one that I myself had passed up a little bit. So that was good. That was a really good game. Glad we won. That was a good one. It was close. All right. I am on the draw here. I'm gonna keep it because we can always turn one, do Witch Enchanter, double Sheltered Landscape, or we could do Sheltered Landscape. We essentially have the ability to find all three of our colors here. I don't mind. Spell is good. We have some good removal here, so we can also see what we draw into. We drew into an Inspired Inventor. I think we just go this route. Perennial. I think we search for a... We'll search for this. We'll do a Kalia on deck here. A little Zealot action going. Got a little artifact theme here. Pretty smart. Oh, that thing has Menace. Does this also have Menace? Oh, they can give it Menace. What do I do here? I'm thinking, let's go grab a swamp. Honestly, I think Inspired Inventor here. Let's make a servo. No tax. We'll just pop this guy down. Get these little tokens out of the way. feel like that was a pretty solid play. Yeah, I've got some options here. They can give that menace. Not too concerned about that, actually. I'm being honest here. What I could do is lethal throw down Smelted Charbug. With the Inspired Inventor. See if they block. See if I can get in a little chip damage here. The key here is going to be, can I get this attack in with Kalia? Do I do that? I don't think I do. I think I take the 4 here. That felt like a pretty solid play. Block here, we'll take the 3. Yep, that gets persist, we get flying. They can pump up the Condor. Actually what they're gonna do here. Just bring these 2. It's going to be solid damage. It does have flying. Sure, they can kill my Gargoyle, fortunately. You get to draw a card. Makes sense. I mean, they can move everything, but they're just dead here. So they have a way to get rid of one of these 2. Good game. That worked out nice. Kalia. It is nice to see Kalia actually getting an opportunity to do the thing. We've had a couple. I've actually, interestingly enough, had a few opportunities over the past couple of games to trigger her, and she gets immediately targeted, which I understand why. But I don't have a ton of dragons or angels, but we have a few, and we've been able to finally do it here. That was nice. That was really good. Solstice Zealot, I really like in the pairing of Solstice Zealot with Inspired Inventor for the ability to get the energy, and then Thriving Skyclaw, having that little combo go where we attack, this comes in, we get the energy, we're able to tap something down. That felt like a really smooth play. So that was nice. I think that really helped, obviously, to lock up the win. We had some really good set of removal here, and then post this attack, if something would have happened weird or we would have had something die, Ondu is still able to come in and would have been able to provide maybe a little bit more pressure. We kind of were going all in with the tapping down and the attacking scenario there, but felt like that was probably what we needed to do. Okay, so at worst here, we're going to go 3-3. Hopefully not. We'll probably hold off on continuing on the rest of the games. Probably jump into it here after this. But we've got a couple of good games. I feel like actually the deck performed pretty well. Again, 3 wins. We're currently sitting 3 wins, 2 losses. We have more games to play, so hopefully we can continue that. I feel like we had some pretty solid synergies, and I don't feel like outside of the first match that we played after drafting the deck, really didn't run into any mana problems. I felt like we were able to kind of find answers for a lot of things. We had some really close games. The top end of the deck doesn't feel probably as good as it needs to be in this format, but it is very aggressive, very early. We can get in some really good chip damage, and I think we have a lot of just kind of unique creatures that help us to keep an even or better than that board state, interestingly enough. So we did get to do Kalia, as I said, probably in that last game, so that was really cool, getting in a Thriving Skyclaw. We packed that in with the Solstice Zealot, and that was actually a really unique play and probably helped us to seal that game out there. So I've enjoyed it. I have liked, again, picking up a few of the synergies, a little bit of graveyard synergy with Retrofitted and Lethal Throwdown or some other things there. So all in all, pretty happy with it. I think what will probably improve it is maybe finding another opportunity for a little bit more of probably one more removal spell, and then probably having played into Kalia a little bit heavier, but finding some other top end options that maybe is not quite Angel of Ruins, but a little bit better than Thriving Skyclaw. And I have to think about what angels or dragons are else in the set in these colors that could have helped us do that. But other than that, played pretty well. It was kind of unique, kind of fun, something a little bit different, and obviously we were able to pick up some wins. So we'll leave you here. We're going to finish this draft up, and very excitingly waiting for Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow. Very excited to get that set to pop out here, and that should only be here in a couple of days. We're also going to be doing some pack openings on the channel, do those every Wednesdays. So if you're interested in that, we should have our product in here hopefully very soon, and should be able to pop that up probably the week after this video goes up. And we're going to be doing play booster, we're going to be doing a couple collector boosters, so if you're interested in that, be sure to stick around. Other than that, I'll just say thanks for hanging with me. Hopefully you are enjoying this, and look forward to some good drafts and some sealed action when Bloomburrow does release. Be sure to catch you in the next one. Peace.